Okay, finishing touches then. A couple things you can do now is I feel like some of these pictures aren't sticking out as well as they could. It's all kind of flat. So I am going to show you the FX menu. So if you click on a layer, I'm clicking on these photo layers. I want to put like a little edge around each one of these things. So I can go down to the FX menu and I've got all these different things that I could do. Bevel and emboss, stroke, inner shadow. You can try these things out, and if you don't like them, you can throw them into the trash can. Let's try drop shadow, for instance. So watch around here. I don't know whether you noticed that there's a little bit of a drop shadow that was added on there, and you can see it. If I put the distance out, be very careful with this. You don't want it to make it look like, they're totally like, shadowing up your other stuff that's on there. It's something really minimal is what we're shooting for. So there you go. It makes it look like it's a little bit standing out from the surface. And I kind of like that one. But it's not standing out up here. So I'm going to go back into that FX menu, and this time I'm going to go to stroke. And it'll put a stroke around the outside of each one of these things. And just like anything else, if I want to change the color, let's say I'm going to choose this and make it just a little bit darker, just so I'm kind of like keeping the color scheme all together and the same. So there you go. I've got a stroke around all of that. In fact, I think I might make that a default, meaning that the next time I use it, it'll be this color with 3 points. It's a 3-point line. If you make it any bigger, that's what happens. It's just this, how many points or pixels wide it's going to be. And I'm going to do the same thing to the outside of this rectangle. So I want this one to feel like it's standing up from the background. So I'm going to go into FX, stroke, and there it put like a little stroke around the outside edge of that. And by the way, you can do it to text as well. So if I go into my text layer and I want to go to the FX menu, I can put a stroke around this text. Now you can see it looks a little bit that doesn't look good. I'm going to make this go fairly dark, but I'm going to only make it 1 because the font is small. Does it help? I don't know. You can decide by clicking on and off. I kind of like it off. And any one of those, you can do the same thing here. If you can click on and off just to sort of toggle back and forth and see what you like, what you don't like. I kind of feel like I like the drop shadow. I think I might not like the stroke. I don't know. Anyway, those are your finishing touches. When you're finished with this whole thing, you've already named it. It's already named Macro Mrs. Kiefer, so you're just going to do File Save. And it's finished. And now you can turn that into Google Classroom. Ta-da!